Everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're looking at my 81 Corvette here. I've got an issue here that I just don't like. 42-year-old chrome piece here has seen its better days. I've got two new ones and I want to replace it. So far, I pulled out a few visible screws across the top of the T. And I pulled out a few from the inside of the car, looking up towards this top piece here. We've got a couple on the inside, and there are a couple underneath as well, on both sides of the car. So I've taken those out. It looks like this piece will come out of there. No problem. Let's set it back here. And I am bagging and tagging the screws. So I know where they go. It's time to put them back. Okay. Got a few more screws on the inside here of this big T-piece to take out. The reason I want to do that is because I got a slight leak around here, and I want to put some sealant underneath this T while I'm replacing these. Alright, back inside the car. I can't get to the screws in this chrome piece because this interior panel's in the way. I took the screws out of here. There appear to be some screws back here. Pinching this cover together. Voila, two more screws. All right, I removed all the screws back to here, and these two appear to be rivets. And I decided that I'm probably going to try and leave them because it's not leaking back here. Using two screwdrivers, I was able to get underneath this lip and pry this whole piece up all the way across. It raises up quite nicely. That's going to allow me to get in here, put some new sealant, change these. I still think this has to come out. I believe there's two screws underneath here holding this on. So I need to take this piece off as well. And as soon as I figure out how to get it off, I'll let you know. All right, I managed to work my screwdriver underneath this trim and twist it all the way across the center. And pop this trim out of its track. Get this, there we go, I got that corner out. I'll go over to the other side and do the same thing. But there should be a couple screws in here that I need to get to. Okay, I got this corner piece off. There are two screws on the inside. There's a screw on the outer edge, and there are two screws in the front. One of mine was rusted completely off, and the other one I had to cut out. But while I was attempting to unscrew it, I cracked my windshield. So use a lot of caution trying to get those screws out of there. It can get ugly quick. Right, the next thing I want to repair, is this piece has to be removed and the visor installed in this corner. I know this is a plug. There's no other way to get that out of there. There aren't any retaining screws around it anywhere. So I'm going to start by removing this cap here, and let's see what's underneath. Okay, I dug the cap out with a really small screwdriver. And now I see a retaining pin around what must be the shaft of the rod that goes through here. And it looks like there's something behind it, maybe a spring. I'll get that out in a second. I'm going to get some needle nose pliers and pull that retaining ring out of there. Okay, so I got it off. There was a retaining clip that I've destroyed getting out, and a spring. Hopefully I can reuse that. I can reuse the cap. I need to go to the hardware store and buy 2 new clips, retaining clips. This just slid right out. And now we can put it in the other one. I just got back from the hardware store. I got a couple keepers. I was able to get it reassembled in the new corner piece with a new keeper. Putting the keeper on was kind of difficult. I ended up with a socket on top of the keeper ring. It's some kind of nut, actually. I don't know what you call it, but I'm calling it a keeper ring. It's got like little teeth on the inside, you know, that expand and grip when you push it down on the shaft. So I put a socket over the top of it, and I pushed down on it with the handle of my hammer a little ways until it locked into place. That was difficult to see, but I got it reassembled. I want to give you some idea of these screws in the front of this piece here. There's one. There's the other one. Looks like these are going to come out. I got about a full turn on them without them breaking or stripping out. So I'm going to continue to take those 2 out. And then on the inside, you can see there's one there, and there's one right there. And obviously there's one here on the outside under this foam rubber. I'll have to get it to. All right, I repeated the process for the other side. Spring and a keeper, and put the little chrome cap back in. Pretty simple. Not easy, but simple. So I bought a tube of this to use to seal everything back up again. I've got both corners installed. Wasn't a big deal. Remember, there's 2 screws out in front, 1 on the side and 2 on the inside. Now I put sealant all along this edge here and all inside this back corner here. All inside here and on the outside here, all the way across. Thick bead of that RTV silicone. Then I put it in the car, put the 2 screws in the front, put the screw in the side and the 2 on the inside. I tightened this one all the way up, tightened these 2 up, and then I tightened the 2 on the outside. Got a couple little bends in this chrome. On the very edges, I took a towel and a pair of pliers and kind of straightened it out where I pried on it. And I set it down where it goes. This screw was broken off. So I put 1 screw in here to hold the metal where I needed it to be. And then I drilled down through this hole with an 1/8 inch bit into the old screw hole, drilled the old screw out. Now I'm going to put a bead of that black RTV sealant all the way across the top edge of this lip, a heavy bead. Okay, I don't care if it comes out, it'll be underneath the window trim. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put a heavy bead all the way across. I'm going to fill this hole up with RTV. Same on the other side. And after I run the screws in it, I'll clean it up wherever I need to, and we'll be done, hopefully. I got silicone all the way across the rail like I wanted to, and I even came up and across this chrome piece. I got some underneath every screw hole. I filled it in. Now I'm going to press it back into position where it goes and get the screws in it. I just got finished putting all the interior panels back in. Everything's complete. Got these pieces replaced, the new ones installed. I'm not going to put this piece of trim back on the top because, as you know, I cracked the windshield, and it's an out of level crack. I can feel one side of it, which means it busted all the way across. So I'm not going to put that trim on. I'm going to have the windshield replaced. I'm waiting on somebody to give me a call about that. Obviously, 81 Corvette windshields aren't sitting around in the shop.